Look.
Taylor.
Welcome to Look, Listen, Cat
Taylor.
Podcast about Pokemon and other things, specifically the Pokemon anime. But we talk about a bunch of other Pokemon stuff and a bunch of things that really have nothing to do with Pokemon. Geese, Peep, you kidding me?
Talk about Pokemon news.
You joking me?
Guys, here's the big deal that we've discovered today.
Yes.
Did the Pokemon Company come out and say, guys, we deserve a long break. We're taking 2 weeks off for Christmas, so there's not going to be a new episode for 2 weeks. Yes. What does that mean for this podcast? Guess I'm going to have to figure that out because I don't know. All right, everybody. So look forward to next week. I don't know what it's going to be. Okay.
Thanks, everyone, for listening.
Yep. You can leave a like. You'll probably like this podcast, I'd imagine. Have you never heard this before? Go, just wait. We got so much to talk about. You're going to be like, wow, I've never heard anything like this before. Probably. Right, Taylor?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Taylor, are you drinking coffee?
Yeah, why?
It's like
6.
almost
Caffeine
6
doesn't
o'clock.
affect me. We've been over this so many times. Caffeine doesn't affect me, and it doesn't affect you.
He's got the ADHD. And guys, we'll save the ADHD segment of the week. First, we got to go to What You Been Geesin, Peep of the Week. That's right. It's the first segment of the podcast where we're going to talk about what we watched, what we played, what we ate, and anything else. Taylor. Okay, guys, guess what I watched in IMAX 3D?
Avatar is my guess.
Fire and Ash. Yes, the third Avatar movie.
Oh, it was Avatar. Okay.
Yeah, it was Avatar.
That's out?
Yes. I had... Oh my God, so little time to see it because I'm so busy. So I had to go wake up super early to get to the very first showing of the day, early in the morning, way before any food even opens.
How packed was it?
It was fine. It wasn't too bad. There were there were plenty of empty seats, I would say. I still had people sitting next to me.
Ew.
I moved over a seat or two.
Directly next to you in an empty theater?
When I was buying I didn't say it was an empty theater. I said there were some open seats.
Oh, good. Good for James Cameron.
my preferred row, it'll do fine. My preferred row was filled up, so I got a row in front of my preferred row. It's no big deal.
I hate your preferred row. You gotta crank your neck. You have to crank the neck up to watch the movie.
Geese, that's the point of going to the movies. If you want to see a screen that's 600 feet away, watch it in your home.
Exactly. Avatar, Fire and Ash. What to say about this movie? I suppose it was good.
Great endorsement.
Yeah.
Okay. It's an interesting movie, Taylor, because I'm fairly certain that I had more fun in Way of Water. But
Way of Water was such a fun movie.
It was such a video game, and you're just on the edge of your seat.
Going,
and so sick.
It had 80-year-old Sigourney Weaver trying to voice a 12-year-old Na'vi, and just hearing hello, my fellow children.
Well, great news, Taylor. She's back, and she has a bigger role than ever. But it doesn't really bother me.
Oh, good.
Her voice is fine. Okay. There's extenuating circumstances that may make me feel like I had more fun with Way of Water. One of which being, I was so sleepy this entire movie because I had no sleep, earliest showing, and I couldn't even have coffee because then I'd pee and poop the Avatar, which we can't have because it's 17 hours long. So we can't afford to.
I have a question. Do the Na'vi have toilets?
Their toilet is Pandora.
I've never seen them use the bathroom.
Well,
and why are you guys saying Na'vi? Isn't it Na'vi?
Navi, whatever.
No, Navi's the fairy from Ocarina of Time. Listen, they reproduce with their tails, I think. So maybe that's how they go to the bathroom. Maybe they use the spirit restroom.
They do a lot with their tails. I don't know if they reproduce with it. Okay. Here's the thing about Fire and Ash I have to say.
There's no bathroom like the ocean.
Okay. Here's what I think about Avatar, Fire and Ash. It's interesting because it has way more serious moments than anything I can remember from the first two movies. Like, surprisingly serious moments, which, I mean, it's fine. It's James Cameron. He tackles serious issues, I suppose. But it's a PG-13 movie, and I was, what do you call it? What's a word for surprise, Taylor? It's I couldn't believe what I was seeing. But in addition to serious moments, plenty of laughs. The audience was just cracking up the whole time. There was a lot of goofball. Is it spoilers to say? No, it's not spoilers to say that I guess spoilers if you haven't seen Way of Water yet. The Colonel, very funny in this movie. Just so everybody's aware, you're going to be laughing.
All I can tell from the trailer for this movie is that the fire lady is dating the bad guy, maybe?
That is a spoiler for the movie, yeah.
I mean, it was in the trailer.
That's a spoiler-filled trailer. But yeah, they are. It's very funny. Okay.
Are they in love?
Whoa. No spoilers. Spoiler-free podcast.
That's a spoiler. The 3D is so well done. And I was recommended all these videos of James Cameron interviews that just came out, and he was talking about how much work he puts into his 3Ds for you not to even think about it. And it's not like coming at your face and going, oh my God, it's like the 3D tropes.
It's
but
immersive.
There are some there's scenes where there's characters in a river, like a flowing river, right? And so their heads are above water, and it's just the most realistic thing I've ever seen. I feel like I'm in the river floating with them.
That's sick.
It's really...
I hope this is in theaters for a while so I can actually see it.
Oh, it's Avatar. Yeah, it's going to stay in there for a couple years, probably.
They'll probably do some kind of re-release too in a couple years.
100%. Yeah, right before Avatar 4 comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Multiple times when like a Navi would walk across the screen from the left, I'd go, who's walking in the theater? I thought someone was walking in front of me or in front of the projector.
He has always been a pioneer and proponent of 3D. He's like really pushed for it and tried to make it more mainstream. He's really elevated the art form.
Oh, 100%. And he probably used that with a lot of his underwater escapades.
Yes. He's been doing this for 20, 25 years. He is the Coco Ichibanya of 3D. He is the number one man of 3D.
It's so sick that and I mean, I know the whole, what was the little submarine called?
Titan Submersible? We can't be
Yeah. Whenever that was going on, it was obviously, like an awful thing, but it was very interesting because all of a sudden James Cameron was at the forefront of people's news feeds for being an aquatic explorer, and everybody was like, oh wait, he's amazing, like he's a Discovery Channel fella, what the heck.
Yeah,
it was very cool.
Like, they obviously didn't read his National Geographic article.
Yeah, lamos.
I did.
So,
what did it say?
It was about him exploring on his little submarine the bottom of the Mariana. Guy,
there's no way he was exploring the Mariana Trench in a sub.
I'm laughing at her saying
he went the deepest ever.
He's the deep man. He is the man.
He went to the bottom of the Mariana Trench?
No, he didn't go all the way to the bottom. He went the deepest.
Oh, okay.
That we're all proud of you, James Cameron.
Challenger deep.
All I'm trying to say is about the film. There's some moments that fell flat for me, but hey, maybe that's just me, because the rest of the theater, the audience was going ha 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 ooh ooh for like the moments that Taylor, you know exactly what I'm talking about when they're writing a script and they're setting you up for the audience to go like ooh and clap. And
my least favorite thing in the world. Yes,
Sigourney Weaver says like "Get away from my mom," and it's like
no.
It's fun.
The only time that has ever worked in the history of cinema is Dragon Ball Super Z Kai or Battle of the Gods.
Yeah,
when Vegeta says "Get away from my Bulma" or whatever.
Yeah. Get away from my beautiful wife. It's
only time that's ever gotten a unanimous audience reaction.
Yeah.
Every other time, I'm rolling my eyes.
Yes. Also, in my Geese of the Week, what I've been peeping, I beat the ZA DLC. Doesn't mean much because there's probably more post-game than there is DLC game, so I'm still playing it. There's tons to do. And oh my God, Taylor, I've never had more fun in my life with the Joe Sarabi special. He has, I don't know if he if he created this build, this strat, but I certainly learned it from him. What you do, Taylor, is you take a Gourgeist and you take an Annihilate. My Annihilate, fully trained, perfect stats and everything. You throw out Gourgeist on the big giant rogue Mega Evolution bosses. You use the move Trick or Treat. What does Trick or Treat do, Taylor? it adds the ghost type to whatever Pokemon you use the move on. So now everything is weak to Annihilate. What do you do as Annihilate, Taylor? You use all sorts of moves, focus energy, screech, all these moves that just keep powering you up so high, making your attack and defense go up, making the opponent's defense go down. And then you just use Rage Fist, Taylor. Do you know what Rage Fist does?
Punches.
Every time you're hit by an enemy, Rage Fist gets stronger. And I give him a Shell Bell so he gets health back every time I punch a Rogue Mega Evolution. So my boy just punches, gets stronger. My cooldown for rage punch is going. I use another move to just make me stronger, make the other enemy weaker. I'm punching Rogue Megas that have millions of HP and just taking off like 75% of their health. It's so good. Also, I beat all of Season 4, the ranked battles, in one sitting, of course, because like I said, I have no time. There's no other time for me to do it. So I started it, Dragonite it all around, had so much fun. The current season of ZA ranked online battles have all the new DLC Pokemon in it, and we're having a whale of a time. I enjoyed it quite a bit.
A whale lord of a time?
Well, Wellord's not in this game, but yes. Taylor, please tell us your what you've been geesin' Peep of the Week.
Not only am I going to tell you about my what I've been a peep. Well, if I haven't spoiled it enough already with that introduction, I'm in the final stages of pneumonia. I've done 2 different recovery treatments, and oh my god,
how many steroids are you on right now?
Just for breathing, just albuterol, because they already gave me a shot. They gave me a steroid pack, and they gave me some medication that's specifically for pneumonia. So I go in.
Is it the giant pill?
No. I already did that one. So I did 1 urgent care visit. Lady did chest x-ray. She said, I can't see any pneumonia. So, radiology will get back to you. Radiology never got back to me. I go into the next lady a little over a week later. This is my 3rd total doctor's appointment because I also had a big coughing attack and it was a whole mess. I go in. This nurse is incredulous from second 1. I go in and I say, so they told me I had either bronchitis or pneumonia. I've had pneumonia before, which I have a little side story for y'all about that. I've had pneumonia before and it feels like pneumonia. And she goes, now hold up. Is it pneumonia or is it bronchitis? And I said, well, I don't know because they didn't give me a definitive diagnosis. They said it's either pneumonia or bronchitis. And she said, because those are really different things. And I said, yeah, that's why I said it was either one. And she said, did they tell you pneumonia or bronchitis? And I wanted to say, are we good? Is this a conversation where we're just going to I gave you the wrong answer, so we're starting at the beginning kind of situation, like a real video gamey telltale type conversation? She keeps going on that. And then she wants to insist that I don't have pneumonia. Okay, that's fine. Real doctor comes in the room maybe 10 minutes later, and he says, oh yeah, you definitely have pneumonia, by the way. This is 100% pneumonia, so we're giving you these things.
I would like to state for the record that
yes.
I correctly said it was pneumonia from the very description of your symptoms, and I was correct. So please carry on.
Yeah, me too. So I'm telling my mom about this, and I said, they confirmed that I have pneumonia, and they're giving me different medication. I thought this was my 3rd time having pneumonia. This is my 4th time having pneumonia. My mom gives me a story that explains so much of my life and my mother's approach to my health. I almost died when I was 2. I was in the hospital. The doctor was meeting my mom at 3 a.m, saying we don't know what to do for him. I had no idea there was a big old thing. And apparently that contributed to asthma and everything. It was keep your lungs healthy, people. That's all I'm going to say.
Pneumonia is serious.
Yeah. I kept joking because of Charles Dickens, because everybody loves consumption. But I didn't, this is a big old serious thing. Now, do I feel better? Kinda. Am I really out of it? Yes. Did I start playing Granblue Fantasy Relink? Absolutely. Now, this was a game that came out, and I was really on the fence about getting it. Yes.
Did it get a remake just now? That was the one that got a remake?
It's oh God. I do not know enough about the series to give you an answer on that. The Relink or whatever is a new game. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous art. It's sort of like an anime Monster Hunter, I would say. The cities in it, prettiest cities I think I've ever seen in a game. Like, I'm wandering through and I'm like, what? They're so dense and full of life. It's crazy. Very glad I didn't spend money on it. It's free on PlayStation Plus this month, and I would have been so upset. Also, Wolong Fallen Dynasty.
Is that the sequel to...
It's from Neo. It's from the Neo.
I was about to say Wo-Chien. That's a Pokemon. But no, what's the other game? Black Myth Wukong.
Yes, that's the other one that I really want to try because it actually looks really fun.
Well, I'm just super confused right now. Is Wo-Chien... Is Wo-Long and Wu-Chien... Oh, man.
Black Myth Wukong is different than Wolong Fallen Dynasty. Both of those are different than Lo Mein.
What is the sequel? What is the new Chinese game? Not your game?
The one?
The one with Jet Li?
The Black Myth
Hero.
Wu-Tang.
That's such a good name.
Wait. Whatever.
I've never heard that joke.
Still confused.
The Monkey King is in charge of Black Myth Wukong.
You're talking about Neo.
So yeah.
What does Neo have to do with Black Myth Wukong?
I'm going to wrap all this up in a nice little bow. Neo has everything to do with the one because Neo is the one starring Jet Li, new Chinese game. There we go.
I still don't understand.
I'm still lost. And...
Team Ninja made Wolong Fallen Dynasty.
Team Ninja, so it has nothing to do with Black Myth Wukong, correct? It is not a Chinese game.
I think it does not.
Okay.
But it is, I think it's a Chinese source material.
And which one is the one with the monkey?
That is Black Myth Wukong.
And I know those guys, the Chinese project or whatever their name is, they made another game or are making it or something.
I hope so.
But it's apparently not Taylor's game of the week.
Yeah. This was another one that I almost bought several times. But I think I'm going to skip out on it. It's fine, but I'm just excited about Neo 3. That's pretty much all I'm getting at.
It's coming up.
I also started playing. I made the purchase. I did it. I started playing Octopath Traveler 0. It is beautiful. It is a wonderful game. I'm excited to probably put in 100 hours. I encourage. Well, that's how long people say it takes. I encourage people to buy this because it is hopefully going to encourage people to transpose gacha games or free-to-play games into a paid complete experience format. So we could get stuff like Genshin Impact, which has so much potential, as an actual game, not as a way to get kids to use their parents' credit cards.
Very sick.
It's very good.
Is it time for Geese Peep of the Week, or do you need to talk about Spicy Thai?
There's a place that I went in Houston. Oh, what's it called? It's called Street to Kitchen. So I've had a lot of Thai food. I think everybody's had a lot of Thai food. All of the reviews of this place just kept talking about how spicy it is. Everybody online type in real loud saying, I love spicy food. I had the mild and it was no joke. So I'm sitting there talking to our waiter who would not stop shouting at us in like a really monotone way. It was very weird. She did the whole we politely decline any
substitution.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, first of all, he's shouting at us like a foot away, and it's not that loud in the restaurant. And yelling that you're politely declining before I ask is like I'm not offering.
I'm being polite over here.
Excuse me, waiter. If you want, I could make some substitutions for my dish. Oh, I'm going to politely decline. That's how that interaction works.
That's too bad, Taylor, because for me, on the other hand, I've had nothing but the holiday season around. Every single food person I've talked to, they've been so nice, giving me free stuff constantly, being sweet.
This is a restaurant thing, and they won't even accommodate allergies, which I'm allergic to mushrooms. But I'm okay with that. I actually like that experience in a restaurant. I think that's cool when people are like, a little uppity about what they're making, and then it indicates some pride, right? So I'm fine with that. The thing that got me, it was two things. One, I got the Thai spicy level or whatever, and she was like, I've only had a handful of people have the Thai spicy. It was fine. Not the spiciest food I've had. Certainly nothing compared to the other Thai place that I had where the chef came out from the back of the kitchen and watched me eat the dish. That was real spicy. This one, I wasn't even getting like watery eyes or anything. But the other thing that I kind of wanted to get y'all's opinions on, because I think you like food. When there's a food like a pad thai, for instance.
Delicious.
It's supposed to be cheap, dirty, fresh, and very delicious. Like, it's supposed to be like a taco or a hot dog. Like, the idea of elevating these things, I think, is kind of disingenuous, and it's super pretentious. But whenever I eat it, I'm like, okay, I'm paying more money for this, but it's the exact same dish. Like, there's nothing different about. I always get pad kaprao, or
pad
kaprao, I think. I always get that, and it always tastes the exact same, and I love it. It's a fantastic dish, but this one just like costed more, and I don't know, it rubs me the wrong way, like a really expensive taco. It's like, what are you doing? Like, why?
And that gets a 2 thumbs down.
I mean, it was fine.
I find that I enjoy pad thai more when it's cold and like the next day.
Interesting.
I've never experienced that because I always eat it all.
Yeah, that's because you're scorfing it down.
Sometimes I'll have a curry that I'll microwave the next day. Taylor, are we prepared for Geese's Geese of the Week? What she been peeping?
Yeah.
Peep, Geese of the Week, the namesake of the segment. Geese Peep, take it away.
First of all, I want to say I'm surprised, Michael, you didn't talk about your Raising Cane's experience.
I did, briefly. I said they were so nice they gave me free food.
Well, you didn't specifically say that you went to the newly opened one for the first time.
Yes, it's Universal Studios. And I got, Taylor, here's what happened. Very nice. They have a great hoodie. I got it. It's the California flag with the bear, except instead it's the Raising Cane's dog. And it says Raising Cane's, and it's good. And so I order my meal, and it's the brand new open. So they have everybody walking around saying, how is everything? And a man walks up to me and asks, is everything okay with your meal? And I was honest with him. I said, well, this chicken finger's a little small. I said, can I get just a bigger chicken finger? This man brings me out a full additional meal. And I said, my God, thank you. And I ate it all, and it was a wonderful experience.
Did you bring your Bravia, the bear dog plush? What's the dog's name?
Raising Cane is the dog's name.
It's not Caniac?
The restaurant is named after the dog, Raising Cane. Or Cane. Yeah, it's fine.
Is it Cane or is it Raising Cane?
Raising Cane.
They named a dog Raising Cane?
Yes.
They named
That's like a horse name.
That's such a goofball name. Who names a
Todd
noun verb? Ah, yeah, come here, Raising.
Cane. I mean, Cane for short, obviously.
Okay, I love your chicken fingers. Name your dog something different, people.
I was on the phone when I heard this story, and my sister was next to me, and she had so many questions asking about you and your experience with Raising Cane's, and she was like, did he say that he got special treatment because he's been so many times? And I was like, yes, that is true. You're truly a caniac.
Oh yeah, because Taylor, that's my favorite part. Because here's the thing: most Raising Cane's I go to are in new locations for them. So they're not used to scanning a Caniac card and seeing hundreds of visits on it. Because most of the people going there don't even have a Caniac card, but the people that do, maybe they have a handful because it just opened in that state, in that area for the first time ever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess so.
But is Geese Peep going to do her Geese of the Week? What's she been peeping?
Yes. So this weekend was very special. This weekend, I spent time in an Airbnb near a local city where I live to celebrate an unknown birthday of my sister. Anyway, it was so much fun. It was nice because I knew everybody too. Like, my sister is very outgoing and she has a lot of friends, but I knew all of these friends, so I wasn't shy. And we made friendship bracelets and bag charms, and we watched movies, and then we went out last night. And
where? To what type of establishment? What genre of establishment?
Various bars. And it was a lot of fun. I'm really tired, and I took a 5-hour nap today. And
you mean you slept?
No, it was like a 4-hour nap, if anything.
Yeah, 4-hour
Still
nap.
asleep.
Still asleep.
No.
I only got 4 hours of sleep last night.
So what? Did Michael just take a nap instead of sleeping?
Got him. Got her again.
Yeah. Take that.
Got her dead to rights, Taylor.
Yeah. Found another hypocrite today.
Well, do you have more to say, please?
Yes, go on. Geese?
No, it was fun. I think I want to do something like that for a birthday of mine. It just sucks.
What? Go to bars with friends? That's your big birthday scheme?
No, like have like a fun little sleepover time. Do crafts and stuff. I'm not really a big bar person, honestly. I like to stay at home.
Bars. You didn't have club in years, Geese?
Oh, I did, and I did not enjoy it.
I got that all out of my system. No more. Not for me.
Oh yeah. That was for college, Geese Peep. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and yeah, I don't know what else to say about it.
In that case, is it time to move on to Poké-news of the week? This may be unprecedented times for Poké-news of the week. We don't have any news from Cerebi.
Is he okay?
I know.
Is he taking a Christmas break?
Is he
he's
good?
Fine.
Are you sure he's good?
He's fine. It should with we get the weird timing with the recording and the coming out of the episode. It's later. There's just nothing.
There hasn't been a day without Joe Cerebi.
I know, but I don't talk about the news that we don't care about. Like, I'm not going to give you Pokemon Unite news. I don't play Pokemon Unite.
Honestly, just because of my own current discomfort and concern, please give us some Pokemon Unite news from Joe Cerebi.
No, it's
just a little bit. Just a little bit.
It's the big deal I'm doing with I still have news to give you.
Yeah.
Our first piece of Pokemon news this week comes from Pokebeach.com. This piece of news may be some of the most significant news we've ever had. Because, Taylor, they've been making so many Pokemon cards the last few years because the demand is through the roof. And they're making the cards as fast as they can, and they still all sell out immediately and all go to the scalpers who resell them for much higher. Pokemon's Millennium Print Group has signed the largest United States manufacturing lease of 2025. It will occupy 1.27 million square feet on a campus to print cards, and they're going to use that, Taylor, to print millions of Pokemon cards. And this may be the greatest news of all time, because you know what this could mean, Taylor?
The end to scalping?
Could be. It could be. It could literally mean there's enough product that everybody who wants to buy a Pokemon card can just go to the store and buy a Pokemon card. Can you believe it?
Do you know how healthy the lack of scalpers would be for our community in general? Just imagine being able to play with decks, have fun, not be frustrated.
You don't have to camp overnight at GameStop every week to get the new cards. It's crazy. We'll see what happens, though. A lot of scalpers are real upset. They're all saying, we got to sell all our new stock now. We can only do vintage now. And then other people are saying, well, technically the scalping did help the property. It got a lot more people interested because there's a money investment. It's like, okay. I mean, it does boost the...
I disagree with that argument. Because the only people that it got into the property were prohibiting people who actually had interest in playing it more than collecting it. It's not like vintage car collectors don't help NASCAR, you know?
It's actually a very, very, very deep subject. We don't have time to go into it. Maybe some other episode we can go into it, but it is actually very interesting if you start thinking about the layers of creators that came out of this. Because there's such a moneyed investment in this, it's creating so much more, which is creating audiences, which is creating more Pokemon fans. It's very multi-layered. But also, the other piece of Pokemon news I have today, Taylor, is that the Gardevoir Poketoon is now out in English. Ooh. I didn't see Joe Cerebi report this, but I just discovered it on the Pokemon YouTube channel. Scrub through. Not good at all, Taylor. It's a bad English Poketoon.
How do you know?
Because I listened to it? What do you mean, how do I know?
Oh, okay. Well, you said scrub through it.
Yeah, I watched a couple scenes. Specifically, the big important scene at the car crash, Taylor,
Yeah.
But, hey, I did get a little bit of information out there, which we were confused about in the Japanese version. He did not know that Gardevoir was in the back of that truck in that scene. Because in English, he says, Gardevoir, what are you doing here? So, there you go.
Maybe they listened to us and they were like,
probably.
oh man, that was confusing, huh?
That was 100% what happened. It is now time to discuss an episode of Pokemon. Taylor, can you please tell us what happened in English last time? That's too many words. I don't normally have to say that many words because I went like da 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 da.
Wait, Taylor, can you tell us what happened last time in Turkish?
Nope.
Okay, then we can do English then.
Previously on Pokemon, the gang reunited with Fritos.
I thought you wrote the gang finishes space camp.
I wrote that before watching this episode, which was just actual space camp.
Yeah, I had real high hopes for this episode because the clip I saw of it was only the last 5-second outro, and I thought the whole episode was going to be that. So unfortunately, this episode was a disappointment. I'm going to spoil that right off the bat.
When you put that in the chat, and I was looking in the episode trying to justify every single second, and I was like, surely this has to have some kind of undiscovered brilliance. There must be a layer that I'm missing. Maybe it makes sense in Japanese, is what I kept saying to myself.
Yeah, it's the last 10 seconds. What were we talking about? Geese Peep, can you please tell us the name of this week's episode in English?
Red Hot Wings, Roy versus Frito.
Or in Japanese, 灼熱の翼 Loi vsフリード. Sure hope I said that right. Also, Geese Peep, can I get a one-sentence synopsis, please, for this episode?
Look, I'm not the captain now.
Taylor? I'm the captain.
You two would not believe how many times I say that. I say that minimum once a week. I've never seen the film.
I've never
Taylor,
seen the film either, and I'm always saying
I actually do believe that.
That I'm the captain now?
That you say that at least once a week.
Yeah.
I do. I said it so many times when I was driving the boat too.
It's a good clip from a good ad for a film we never watched. Okay, the episode has begun. Everybody sit in your seats and turn your phones off. Stop. Can you just open the candy package? Do you remember, Geese Peep, when we were in that movie and the man opened the candy package for 2 hours straight? The whole movie was just.
What movie was that?
That was Coraline. Yeah,
Ooh,
okay.
In San Francisco.
Yes. Fritos.
You remember that? I'm surprised.
Fritos can't believe that the Rising Volt Tacklers disbanded without him. It was Murdoch's idea. I promise. I swear it was him.
That was such a ridiculous plot point.
I mean, say no, you don't understand.
A spoiler alert for this episode. I was not a fan, despite how many things happen. I was. I know it's a frustrating episode.
No, it's especially off the back of 2 good episodes. This one's the roughest of the last 3. I'll definitely agree. But that being said, Geese Peep, we get the most adorable scene of Charizard just hugging Skeledirge. He's so proud of his little boy, his little bro.
It's so cute.
Cutest thing in the world, actually, is what I've written down here. So yeah, I will.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry.
Well, Fritos, it doesn't actually matter that we broke up because we're reformed now thanks to Roy. And we got Ult, too. He's a new character here. And luckily, Taylor, Fritos, he's not even space sick. Molly checked him up and give him a checkup. And said he's fine.
Also, luckily, his character model looks way better this episode.
Oh, yeah. He's the sick. As Ult will say later in the episode, that's the sickest individual I've ever met in my life.
There are a couple moments in this that, while I can't say that I'm the biggest fan of this episode is very funny. There are several times where it is just genuinely very funny writing.
Yeah, I gotta look who did this. Okay, guys, it's me, Fritos. I know you all have a lot of questions. I know you want to know where I've been. Well, let's discuss it all over tea. Time for a theme song.
Whenever you do that inflection, I always think you're going to say in English. Let's discuss it all in English.
We're back from the theme song. We get a flashback of Fritos falling from Laqua at the end of that season where they went to Laqua. But this time, we're going to actually see what happens to him.
And it was so funny because I'm glad they waited a while to do this because that at least let that event exist with a little bit of suspense. Because seeing how it unfolded was exactly how I thought it was where he fell and Charizard was like, "Oh, I can fly."
Yeah.
And that was
he immediately caught him. He was fine.
Yeah, that was the whole
Taylor, the man was fine and then just didn't talk to anybody for a year.
Just let everyone think that he was dead.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Great job, writers.
Good work,
awesome.
everybody.
Like, I thought they were going to at least justify being like, oh, they were always on my tail. I needed to be incognito, like really secretive.
That's what I was talking about. And I thought they were going to lean into that whenever he was in the woods, spoilers. But they really didn't. And it seems, I don't know. I'm not a fan of that bit.
This is what we in the business call a plot hole and a just ignoring what previously, like this clearly was not the plan the whole time. They probably had a reason, or they were we'll figure it out later. They didn't figure it out later because then Frido's, rather than going back to his friends, his Pokemon, and all his loved ones, he says, I'm going to go to Laqua alone. I'm just going to go right back to Laqua. And I'm going to see that there's some explorers in the woods. They got a Luxray and a Houndoom. And since Laqua was formed by a giant meteor impact, I know what I got to do. I gotta go to space. He's great. He must be the greatest detective in the world, up there with Sherlock Holmes. He just thinks and puts two and two together. I gotta get to space. So he sees a bunch of explorers in the forest. They're collecting Lockweem with the Machoke. Clearly, the Lockweem was not completely destroyed. So now, again, Geese Peep, rather than he leaves Laqua, and rather than go back to the brave Salami, the brave Olivine, the man flies to Hoenn to meet the champion Stephen Stone in a laboratory at the Devon Corporation to talk about dirt and analyze dirt. Keep in mind, not telling anybody he's even alive, but he's just having the time of his life looking at some soil.
There was a moment later in this episode, just kind of building on that, where he says, oh, and I left you guys a message. I really wish that moment where he said, I contacted you guys, I wish it was delivered here. And he said, I landed and I discovered I needed to do some research, so I went to Hoenn. I called you guys, I left you a message and told you where I was, and then I went to Hoenn. And then somebody interrupted and said, no, you didn't. And he said,
we
what?
never got a message. Yeah, that'd been good. They should have. Script supervisor Taylor should have been on the job saying, we didn't get an email. Can you check your outbox? And, and then he goes, oh, it never sent. Oh, well. So then after confirming that this soil definitely came from space, Friede says, I got to get to Space Center Houston. Luckily, they have a branch right here in Hoenn. That's right. He goes to the Moss Deep Space Center, and we get the funniest. Is it the funniest scene we've ever seen?
He's truly failing upwards because he barges in and demands, please, you need to take me to space. The fate of humanity depends on it. And then the director sees him, is like, you've got what it takes to be an astronaut. Congratulations.
Okay, I don't normally do this during episodes, but I paused it and rewound it because of how hilarious this was. Him saying, I really got to do some investigating. And the director coming out and saying, you've got the passion.
But my problem with this scene is actually, it's pretty out of character for Fritos.
Yes.
Like, he's pretty like, got a head on his shoulders, whatever. This is the ramblings of an insane man. He's just screaming at the receptionist, yelling, I need to go to space. Send me to space. Put me on a rocket.
So the only thing that I wish had happened instead of him acting like Roy and Alt combined is I wish he would have been incredibly calm, but very like sure of himself, like normal Friede stuff, and said, listen, I need to do whatever it takes to get to space to do research. And the director was the one that was wildly impassioned about space travel. And he was like, you're just the man for the job.
No, but instead, Fritos is screaming, send me to space. And the poor man's going, oh, God, no. Please leave. Call the police. And then the director walks up and says, I like the cut of your jib. Like, that's all you need to get to space is that kind of passion.
Just, it's incongruent, but it's very funny.
You speak, you're saying?
When you guys worked at Space Center Houston, did anyone else come in and demand to be taken to space?
No.
Got
a bunch of people with holy knives, and we had to tell them you can't bring those onto the government.
So many knives, like ceremonial gigantic sabers There was a guy who got mad. Oh, God, it was one of the silliest moments of my entire life. This guy was getting really mad. So for some reason, our manager person sent me over to deal with it. I talked to this guy, and he just keeps saying the weather is bad and they canceled the tour. And I said, yes, because there's thunder and lightning. So they canceled everything. And he said, you need to do something about this. And I said, the weather? And he said, yeah, do something. And I'm looking at this adult and I'm thinking, I'm in high school. I'm not even the god of thunder. What? What? This is a weird moment in my life.
That's not even Taylor's best thunder and lightning story. So we had on the radio, we had to call when there was lightning. You would go like code L, or code R, or whatever the codes were for when it's raining and thunder. So Taylor gets on the radio.
I was so bored.
After everybody else called in like 3 codes, he just gets on the radio and goes, "There's water falling from the sky, and I don't know what's going on."
And then the biggest boss of the whole Space Center gets on the radio. I had no idea anybody else was on, and he said, "We'll refer to that as a code R." I was so bored.
Yeah, we were just playing Pokemon Diamond, driving around tram. Okay, so then Fritos, instead of calling his friends and saying hello to his Pokemon, he then studies for a year on how to travel in space and pilot a spaceship.
And seeing him just thrust into this role, and knowing, so Michael and I grew up around astronauts, kids, and everything. So we've seen this personality type. It's all hyper military high achievers.
And I live next door to the Neutral Buoyancy Lab where Fritos met Starmie. Continue.
I almost got a job there as a diver. So I was speaking to somebody that I used to play water polo with out in Los Angeles, talking to her, and she has this ridiculous job. She wound up working for a defense contractor on missile propulsion and guidance systems. And I remember talking to her because she was like, yeah, I'd really like to be an astronaut, but the people that apply for this job are not people. They're like a walking credentials list, because you have to have military background, speak multiple languages, multiple areas of specialty. You have to have doctorates, tip-top physical shape, just all of these different things. And then watching Fritos just run in and casually get recruited is just very funny.
Have you seen the man on the treadmill with his new pal Starmie? We get a kind of a montage of Fritos. He's training to be an astronaut. He's in the spacesuit underwater. He's trying to mimic exactly what it feels, not exactly, but kind of mimic what it feels like to be quote unquote weightless in space. That's where he meets Starmie.
Yes, Geese.
I have a question.
Yes, Geese.
Wouldn't they be actively and by say we or they? What?
Oh, yeah, it's a great perspective, actually.
What would ever do what somebody would do more like? Yes.
Do you even have but us and
Taylor,
they?
shut your hole. Let me talk. Wouldn't Exceed be trying to find Fritos and be spying around everywhere? How did they not have surveillance going on?
There was a scene earlier in the forest where the 2 Explorers members were just saying, I heard they haven't found their leader.
And they
what
just
if he's closer than we think?
Spinal notoriously loves loose ends.
That's true.
So there was, I'm going to retcon myself a little bit here, and I was very harsh on Mega Starmie. He carried a lot of this episode.
Did you see Starmie running on the treadmill?
When he was sitting there later in the episode with his arms crossed.
Oh.
I was like, all right, I'm sold.
Okay, here's the thing, guys. Starmie, he taught Fritos everything he knows about space travel. So now they're the best of buds. That's his Pokemon now. They're Pokemon partners. Everybody's having a wonderful time. And Fritos definitely left a message before he went to space. Ult, at this point in hearing this giant story about Fritos' adventures, the boy absolutely loses it. He vows to be Fritos' apprentice and grow up to be a spaceman just like him. And then Fritos looks him in the eye and says, sorry, kid, I work alone. Also, guys, look, I found some Laqua juice in space. Look, ooh, I wonder if it's dangerous. Ooh. Guys, look, it's the same compound, you see, as the meteor, right, that created Laqua, right? You understand the science behind it. I know Ult doesn't. Did you see Ult's eyes twitching, Geese Peep? Just confused out of his mind?
It's the impact and the chemical reaction that creates it.
Yes.
Only huge
Big
meteors, though, because it's such a infinitesimal chance that it's actually going to happen. You see, you need such a large meteor, of course.
Did you two like this explanation for it?
It was whatever. I didn't like it. I didn't listen, I guess.
I wasn't the biggest fan of it because we've had so much buildup over, hundreds of episodes at this point. And this is the explanation is like, oh, it's a meteor reaction that, has a chance of happening.
Yeah, it's just like Pluribus pretty much. And it's just real bad for all the people in Pokemon. They should not be exposed to Lockwium. And Zygarde, our boy, Shiny Zygarde, his whole deal, if you played Pokemon X and Y,
protecting the Earth.
Protecting the ecosystem. That's right, Taylor. And so he sees Lockwium. He goes, we got to get rid of this.
Yeah.
We got to stop this.
It's a virus.
Also, very important to note, Geese Peep, in this scene, the most important part of the entire episode, Tinkaton riding on Skeledirge's back. Absolutely adorable in the background of the scene. Cute. Also, Dot, by the way, I don't know if you guys remember a couple episodes ago, she went on a big adventure, stealth Solid Snake adventure with Penny and stole all this data. Fritos, why don't you take a look at all this strong sphere, Lockwium sphere
things that we already knew.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love that they went through all of that effort and they were like, oh yeah, strong spheres, they're not good.
They're not good, guys.
Here's what we learned from the data. We learned that clearly the core of the Lockwium from the meteor is still down there, and it's still creating endless Lockwium. So if we want to stop the Lockwium, we got to destroy the core. And the only way to destroy the core is to get 16 to 18 Terestal types, all as strong as the 6 heroes, and then maybe with Terapagos' help, maybe with Rayquaza's help, we can win.
What I really wish...
stop Lockwium limitalization. Yes.
What I really wish would have been more of an explanation, and I think they kind of had a little bit of this in what they were saying, but I wish that it was Lockwium was treated more like a virus attacking the planet, and they almost equated it to like rabies or something that can be communicated really easily. And
it's great rabies, because have you seen the Paradise of Laqua?
Exactly. It's awful.
Yeah. No, it's great.
I think it makes more sense how it's described as like a resource that's being exploited for bad.
Yeah. Okay. Now, at this point in the episode, did you guys watch the clip I sent? Am I crazy, or do Roy and Dot sound identical?
They sound the same.
I can't figure out what's happening in this. I don't know if it's a mistake, if they gave the wrong line to somebody, but it sounds like the exact same voice actor with the exact same voice.
Maybe they already animated it and they just, I don't know.
Yeah, there may be a mistake in this episode. I don't know. In Japanese. Then we get, after that little mistake, perhaps, we get an absolutely wild scene. Ult's joking around. Ult's joking around saying, well, now that Fritos is back, Roy, guess you're out of a job. Guess you're fired now because Fritos is going to lead the Rising Volt Tacklers again. Roy says, oh, thank God, what a relief. This has definitely been, a real weight on my shoulders. Fritos responds to that. He says, Roy, you're the new founder, so you better be the leader of the Rising Volt Tacklers. At which point, Roy does a little sad face because he doesn't want to be the leader. And so Fritos responds by saying, all right, then we're disbanded.
Wild. Truly
so emotional and
what?
No, I thought that I was watching this was one of the frustrating moments I was talking about, where I was like, this is so stupid. Like, why is Neo Fritos just a child?
It was so, it's like somebody was drinking too much at the Thanksgiving or something, and then they snapped or something on something. It's like, well, Christmas is canceled. Rising Volt Tacklers disbanded again.
I was so confused, and then I don't think they even mentioned a battle, but I guess that was just a natural conclusion that they came to.
Yeah, it came out of nowhere, Geese. Don't worry.
We go to a commercial break. We're back from the commercial break. Immediately, we're in the middle of a field, and we're having a battle. And off screen, they had the conversation that, if Roy wins in a battle, he's going to be the leader of Rising Volt Tacklers. If Roy loses in the battle, Rising Volt Tacklers disbanded forever. So either way, Roy's losing.
It's so silly. And I wish that they had done this in such a different way, because instead of like Friedo's throwing a petulant little tantrum, I wish he had said, "You have grown more than you know. Let me prove it to you." Simple interaction.
Would have been a great line to put in that episode instead of weird using.
Takes 20 to 20 seconds.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay. It's time for a battle. Skeledirge standing on his 2 back feet, which I didn't think we'd be seeing, but he's definitely doing. He's twiddling his little Skeledirge thumbs.
He's anxious, just like me.
Yeah, if you pay attention to Skeledirge in this scene, Geese Peep, it looks like he has a nervous tumbo, because this little boy, his entire life has just been looking up to Charizard, always thinking, wow, I want one day to be as big and strong as Charizard, and now here he is. He's fully evolved, and he's a little bit nervous, to be honest. Battle Stato! Flamethrower! Yells both of them. Wow, Taylor, they're so evenly matched. Flame Charge! Skeledirge, dodge it! Charizard, Air Slash, Flamethrower! Oh my god, Charizard's so fast! Disarming Voice! Finally it hits! And the Firebird is the MVP of this episode, because the Firebird on Skeledirge is so exciting.
I don't think that this battle was very thrust in at the end. I was kind of excited when going into this, thinking, oh wow, they're actually going to have like a conversation about where the Rising Volt tacklers go from here and Roy's potential to be a leader. And instead they just have a goofball battle, starts with a Dragon Ball Z moment, and has Charizard slide showing across the screen and everybody saying he's fast. And it was very disappointing.
So we get Dragon Claw, Flame Charge. Now here's the thing. Skeledirge, not as nimble as he used to be. So he's going to have a hard time dodging attacks and catching up to super fast Charizard. But don't worry about it, because Roy's really feeling it. Skeledirge is then hit with such a big Dragon Claw hit, and it looks like he's going to start crying. But luckily, Charizard and his little Firebird are cheering him on. Go, Charizard, Flamethrower! You too, Skeledirge, Dragon Claw! Oh my god. Skeledirge bites onto Charizard's tail and just whips him down to the ground. It was so sick.
Looks like it hurt, to be honest.
I think it did. And then he stands on his little 2 feet. Skeledirge is who I'm referring to. And it sounds like he's about to start doing a Hunky's hoedown. But the bird starts to join in on his singing, like how I used to go ho, 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 geta. But now he's going bo, 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 because his Japanese name is Bone Loud or something. Loud Bone. Lo, lo, la, la, la. And my god, Taylor, the Pokemon has finally learned the move Torch Song, and his Firebird turns into a giant microphone stand and mic. And Skeledirge is screaming and powering up the Firebird, and the Firebird's so fast. So it's actually pretty sick if you ask me, because yes, Skeledirge is much bigger, so he's slower. He kind of makes up for it with his incredibly fast Firebird, who can zip all around, fastest thing you've ever seen in your life. Also, great news about Torch Song, Taylor. It boosts your special attack. So Skeledirge just getting stronger and stronger, yelling and singing. Oh my god. So sick how that bird just turns into a heat-seeking missile and just hits Charizard. Bang, bang, bang. Oh my god, so fast. What a good design.
Huh.
He learns it when he evolves. So it's weird that he's just now learning it. But there's a lot of weird things in this scene, actually, when you compare to video game lore, such as Skeledirge is now going to use Stomping Tantrum, against Charizard.
Yep.
Which Friedo's says, my god, a super effective attack, I better terrestrialize to dark, so it's not super effective. Guys, here's the thing. Charizard's a flying type in addition to a fire type. So the ground type move Stomping Tantrum should be doing 0 damage anyway. So this really just does not line up to the Pokemon.
Most of the battle dynamics don't really seem to lean into super effective things or ineffective things.
Well, they try to, but this just is a complete canon of its own, I guess, because it's not the case. I mean, I suppose in Go, right, you can hit a bird with a ground type move for a little bit, right?
Yes, yeah. I think they just either do 2 times or 0.5 times.
Yeah.
And there's no 0 times, I think.
Right. Because, it'd be too difficult to deal with that. Okay, well, we're just going to gloss over that. Doesn't make sense in the video game, but now we're going to get into a real issue here. Because now that Charizard is his dark Terra type, which we mentioned last week, Skeledirge is a ghost. Ghosts are very much weak to dark, so we're in trouble. I'm thinking Skeledirge is gonna have to terrestrialize himself. Ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta.
Terastalize.
Terra Blast, Charizard, Flamethrower, Skeledirge. Skeledirge, we gotta terrestrialize. And thank goodness, he's now lost his ghost type. So now we're not gonna be weak against these dark attacks. Perfect.
There's something that I really despise that they keep doing specifically with Skeledirge, and that is that he terrestrializes and only uses fire moves. That's fine. I get it. You want to lean into his strength and his new typing and the attack boost and whatever, but do you know how sick it would have been if he was screaming out Skeledirge, use Flamethrower, and then he said, now use Disarming Voice. And he's a fire Terra type, but he uses type advantage, which Charizard would be weak to Fairy, and it would be so sick.
But I thought Charizard is not a dragon type.
No, it's a dark type.
Oh, okay, but it's still weak. Okay.
Okay, now then, it's by far our favorite thing that happens in any battle. Our hero Roy says, my God, I've got the perfect strategy. Skeledirge, use a big torch song. Oh my God, it does so much. You know, it's actually funny. We're always goofing on that. That's literally a mechanic in ZA. You press the start button to make them attack big. So you build up this bar, right? So if the bar fills up all the way, you can Mega Evolve. But there's like 3 or 4 segments to it. So if you don't want to Mega Evolve, you can use one segment to boost a move to make it big.
Like an EX meter in Street Fighter.
Exactly, Taylor.
Okay.
So he's probably just using his little move there.
They added that entire segment of ZA specifically because of this podcast.
Yeah, for big attacks. Oh my God, Terra Blast, double Flamethrower. Geese Peep, did you see adorable Mousehold watching the battle sitting on top of Metagross?
Yes, I did.
Oh my God, Skeledirge is just a screaming so loud with the Flamethrower. Oh, you're right, Taylor. I guess the Disarming Voice was just earlier. He knocks out Charizard with a Flamethrower that's been so boosted from all these torch songs that just keep boosting his special attack more and more and more. And Roy wins! Hugs all around.
That's crazy.
You did it, Skeledirge. You're
nuts.
the coolest. You're as strong as Charizard now, Taylor.
Yeah.
They're crying.
Way to go, buddy.
This is Taylor. This is Skeledirge. This is Skeledirge's lifelong dream come true to be as sick as Charizard. Now he's done it. Roy's crying out of happiness. I don't know what Taylor's upset about.
Just battles, the way they're handled.
It doesn't even matter, Taylor, because I didn't realize what I had been missing in my life. And it's time to end the episode. We're cutting to sunset. Do you know how long it's been since we've ended an episode at sunset?
I noted that. I was like, wow, it's been a hot second.
I know.
Just imagine there's a Liko voiceover. Okay, you know what? You know what would have saved this fight? If there had been a Liko inner monologue the entire time Roy was fighting Friede.
She's just thinking about, like, Anne.
If we got to learn that every time there's a battle, Liko spaces out and starts thinking about other things.
Yeah.
And it's just her like, I wonder what kind of book my dad's drawing right now.
Yeah. Geese Peep, we learn at sunset that already Fritos is leaving, and I'm furious. I thought we got a new character, but nope, he's going away for good. Well, he'll probably visit. It's fine. But he's got to get back to
analyze some data.
Yeah, he's got to get back to the Space Center. But then, Taylor, he gives Roy a very mysterious briefcase to give to Shiny Rayquaza, and no peeking for some reason. It's like Christmas.
It's probably just a note.
Rayquaza's going to put on his little reading glasses and just take a look at his notes.
It's his tax returns.
It's his new education fund tax break since he learned how to be an astronaut. I wonder what would have happened. Or I wonder if a bunch of people would be astronauts in a post-scarcity world. If they were just like, money's not real. We're all good.
Yeah,
you still have to have a lot of training and stuff.
Yeah, just 1 year. It's fine. Alt is so wildly curious about what's in this briefcase. And honestly, I don't blame him. I bet there's going to be an episode where that boy's sneaking a peek in there to see what's going on.
Probably.
Taylor, it's time for actually maybe a scene that's going to give this some points. Because it's quite a heartwarming scene we get now where Roy says, all right, I learned my lesson, Fritos. Whew. I can handle the Rising Volt tacklers. They're in good hands with me, Fritos. They're safe in my hands, Fritos. And Fritos says to little Roy, he says, Roy, you're a man grown now. You've filled up your shoes. And you know what? Sir, you're my friend. And you know what you are now? You're my rival. So you better get ready because I'm going to beat you so bad the next time we battle. It's not even funny.
This should have been such a different episode with this passing of the torch, because if instead of Roy just being really disappointed, if instead he had said something like, I couldn't even protect you, how can I lead this team? And you realize that but along with Roy growing up in his mentorship role kind of to Alt, he's also grown with his sense of responsibility and accountability. And it's not like these things go in one ear and out the other.
And then, like you said, Taylor, if they had the battle to prove that Roy was indeed ready for that responsibility, that would have made more sense.
Yep. Imagine how good an episode that would have been. Instead of just like, I don't want to do it. Well, if you can beat me, then you get to be the leader. Use a really big torch song. You're the leader.
It was like the scene in the beginning of Home Alone where Roy's Kevin and Fritos is his mom saying, I hope you don't really mean that. I hope you don't really wish that the Rising Volt Tacklers are going to be disbanded. Or actually, you'd reverse them, because Fritos was the one saying, okay, I guess we're just going to disband. Okay, so then Fritos puts his hands on Roy's shoulders. It's a very sweet scene, I guess. And then Charizard just Mega Evolves into Mega Charizard Y. Now, Mega Charizard Y, less cool looking than Mega Charizard X. But in the ZA meta, if we're talking...
Well, also in this particular moment, it makes more sense as well.
If we're talking who's more competitively viable in ZA, Mega Charizard Y actually is the play. Every single time I'm in a ranked battle in ZA and a Charizard Mega Evolves to Mega Charizard X, I say, you idiot. And I hit him with an Outrage and knock him out because they're a fool. They shouldn't have done it.
Okay, X. I when you said Y, I thought you were going to say a Rock Slide.
No.
It does make more sense here because he immediately rockets off into the distance with his crazy flight ability. The thing that I liked about this particular transformation was that it was almost like Frito saying, oh yeah, I could have done this the whole time, by the way. Like, this battle could have easily been over.
Oh, he did Mega Evolve. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, he definitely let him win. But Taylor, what were you saying about you think it makes more sense that he has Mega Charizard Y versus X?
Because he's using it for flight right now. So that would take advantage of the fire flying type instead of the fire drag.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I got you.
That's probably me looking too much into it.
It's fine. Okay, so yeah, Fritos just flies away on Mega Charizard Y's back, and then Oreo says, don't worry, kids. He'll be back. He always comes back. And then we get top 3 easy moments of the episode when Ult doubles down and he just screams, like I mentioned before, that's the coolest man I've ever seen in my life. I'm gonna be just like my master Fritos someday.
Very funny.
And then Molly says, I don't know if you want to be just like Fritos. Maybe you don't want to do that. And then everybody, I don't think it's a great idea. And everybody starts to laugh and we get a to be continued. Geese Peep, before we discuss how we feel about this episode, I need you to talk us through the end of this episode because we don't have a mega of the week. Instead, we get such a cool short. And I was so excited to see this. It's wonderful.
So we get a short that is in the style of a Godzilla.
Tokusatsu. It's like Power Rangers and all those kind of shows.
Ultraman.
Yeah, Kamen Rider or whatever. Tokusatsu is what it's called.
We get, what's the word for giant creature? Japanese?
Kaiju.
Yeah, Kaiju.
Kaiju voiceover information about Mega Charizard. Why? He's hot. His flames are super hot. Why is he hot? It's Mega Evolution. And we see him fighting a giant Mega Evolved Starmie. And they reveal it as the ultimate fight. See it in theaters now. Just kidding.
It was the sickest thing I've ever seen in my life. They do a full parody Tatsunoko. We got Science Ninja Team Gachamon outfits. We got Nose Pass in the plane. Oh my God. Yeah, the whole thing, guys, it was just Ludlow directing a little movie.
It was great.
This is how you do it, Pokemon team. This is what you do. You do these little themed snippets, or you do an entire episode like this. You should learn from your own material. Learn from Mighty G episodes being amazing. Like, it's so good because you can lean into the cheese.
Okay, Geese Peep, how do you feel about this episode, and what is your score?
I was disappointed, I think, like the rest of you guys.
I've never been more disappointed in my life because I thought the full episode was going to be Tokusatsu, just nonstop cool, like practical effects. All the kids in their outfits going pew, pew, pew.
I think that Taylor should be the script supervisor.
Thank
you. It would have been so much better if Roy was like, no, I couldn't even protect you. And they're like, we're going to have a battle to prove that you are ready. But nope. It was really weird, disjointed.
It's not even like that tonal shift or the reasoning shift would have been that different from Alt's. Like, there's already a precedent in this series. And where Alt was like talking about that for Dragonite.
Yeah. And the fact that they didn't even bring up the fact that, oh, so you were gone and you could have contacted us multiple times, but you didn't. They didn't even bring that up as a joke. That would have worked as a joke, but they didn't even address it at all and just left it as this huge plot hole.
There was just, I don't know. I would love to be in the writer's room during these episodes where everybody's just like, okay, honestly, we don't care. Kids just want to see the Pokemon. Let's get to the battle. They're going to terastalize because that's fun. They're going to use a big attack, and everyone's going to fly away. It's...
Yeah, I wish the end part was the entire episode. That would have been a lot of fun. I wish we got a more emotional reaction out of the adults and even the kids about the fact that Friede's abandoned them.
Yep.
That would have been great, but nope. Friede's is somehow scot-free. What was the phrase?
Gets away scot-free. But yeah, it would have made sense if there hadn't been all of those episodes with everybody digesting him falling out of the plane. Like, there was that serious
Oreo episodes.
Yeah. If they had just said, Charizard can fly, he's fine, then at this point wouldn't have needed to be addressed at all. It would have been like, oh yeah, of course, we knew he was okay. He was just busy.
It's honestly a bit insulting to the viewers because it played them like, oh, you thought it was actually serious, you dum-dums?
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. 8.0. Okay. No matter what scores we give to this episode, I can promise you nobody was more disappointed than me because every single week, Taylor, I'm scrolling, I see a little clip from the next episode of Pokemon that we're going to discuss. And the only thing I see is the sickest thing I've ever seen, which is the last 5 seconds.
That's all you saw was the awesome animation at the end?
And oh my God, the whole episode. Why wouldn't I think that? And then I watch such a boring kind of episode. I mean, we can't lie. There were some good laughs.
So
my boy, Friede's director, MVP, Taylor, MVP of the episode is probably director of the space camp.
Director of space camp. And we didn't talk about it during the summary, but Alt saying, "You're amazing. I'm going to be your student." And there was just nothing up for grabs at all.
I talked about that.
Okay. I didn't highlight it then because that had me cracking up. Just saying, yes, sensei.
Yeah, that's very funny. No, he's saying, "You're my master now." And then Friede said, "Sorry, kid, I work alone." It's great. It's wonderful.
Which is very weird for the founder of the Rising Bolt Tacklers to say that.
No, he's not, guys. He's nobody's master.
I work alone with my famous partnership with
the entire team.
Yeah.
Wonderful in this episode. I actually enjoyed a lot of the battle. The episode's gonna lose points because they're acting like Charizard can get hit by the ground move. Maybe they're trying to be more realistic though, because when you consider, a Pokemon with flying type receives 0 times ground damage because every flying type in the game, they animate them actually flying in the air.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
But this Charizard's just standing there. So if he's not actually in the air, I guess it would be 2 times effective ground type attack. Like if you used I got to try that because Zygarde has that move 1,000 Arrows, which is a ground type move, but it comes from the sky, so it hits flying types. So I'd be interested to see if it would do 2 times damage.
I'm actually kind of surprised that move doesn't turn into a rock type.
No, it's ground.
Because rock is just more mobile ground.
Yeah, no, it's super sick. I love it. It's a great move. It's great for finding Pokeballs in the DLC because when you're sprinting through all the sick little, you got a couple minutes to grab all these, catch all these Pokemon, get all the. It's so good. Okay, we're discussing the episode of Pokemon.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of context here with regard to moves and effectiveness and stuff like that. I think it's less about kind of tying into the game and more about what they're doing currently. It's less tied to, like, there's no, like, even though they yell out it's super effective and stuff, I never see that actually reflected because people like Meowscarada's fighting fire types all day long.
The anime is weird with that. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, just the other day, we watched an episode where somebody said, "You're using type advantages? You're thinking of..." And yeah, it's silly.
It's inconsistent, but that's not new.
It's fine. It's whatever. I have no idea what I need to score this. So Taylor, please tell me what you are going to score because I'm going to have to base off of you. And I'm actually surprised she gave it an 8.
I was too, because I was higher than what I wanted it to have because it did have a lot of moments that were really funny. And that, oh boy, that ending, my goodness, post credits was very sick.
They should do that instead of Mega of the Week. Honestly.
Exactly. A 10 out of 10. Like paying homage to various Japanese directors or films. That'd be amazing. Like imagine a Kurosawa type. That'd be so sick. I don't know. They had some good concepts, but it was mainly for the laughs. It was sick.
We were laughing.
I can't say it was great because so many things that had so much buildup were just completely abandoned. And that really bothers me a lot.
It's frustrating because the part we loved, the part we're talking about is so funny of Friede saying, "Put me in a ship." When I was taking notes, that to me was a negative because I said that's not his character at all. He's a reasonable, intelligent man. He wouldn't just yell, "Send me to space."
Well, he's always very calm and even-keeled. Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if he got too close to the Laqua and it fried his brain or he's been hanging out with, I don't know.
Well, and the fact that they were just like, "Oh, no, he was fine." And then they just brush it off. And all of that development, all that responsibility. Remember all of those episodes with everybody like going through saying, "Oh, we disbanded because of Friedo's. I can't believe that happened. Oh, my God." And then for them to just say, "Ah, no,
Charizard caught him."
Yeah.
He's fine.
It was, I felt like what Geese was talking about being insulted. I definitely felt that from a storytelling perspective. While there was humor and that ending was very funny, the storytelling in this was so incredibly, it felt like a big slap in the face. I'll say a 6 because it did make me laugh. Actually, I'll say a 5.5 because it did make me laugh.
I don't think that's your true belief that it's a 5.5 and you laughed that hard. And there were a bunch of sick moments.
Yeah, you're right. 6 is fine. 6 is
a little low.
It's low, but like think about if there weren't 100 episodes of build up to this. If there wasn't the precedent of Alt talking about his responsibility and Roy just kind of arbitrarily being like, "Oh, no, I don't want to do this anymore." When that's not been indicated in the past, he's never felt... Well, like, it's never been like heavy is the head that wears the crown.
I'm sure he's felt pressure, and he was probably looking forward to not having all that responsibility. I think that makes sense.
But that was never communicated to us.
It's Japanese, Taylor. They don't communicate. They hold all their feelings inside.
Well, it certainly does.
So, I wish I could give it an NA on score because I don't know where to put it. I guess because I have qualms with it. it has to go into the 8s.
Okay.
7s feel like a little low for how funny and how sick some of the moments in the battle were, and there were cute moments. So you have everything that I need in an episode. Yeah. Funny, cool, cute. It's just the story doesn't make sense, and there's kind of plot holes. I guess... Am I going to have to do what she did and put it at 8.0 or 7?
So I'll kind of help you with where you're going on the rating for it. If this was not the final piece of a gigantic puzzle, it would have been like definitely an 8, like a fun, lighthearted thing. You had the whole space training thing, which was really fun. You had moments that were hilarious. You have that after credits thing.
Oh my God, Starmie! Okay, hold on. I forgot about Starmie running on the
whole training thing was great.
No,
the whole
it's in
training
the 8s.
Thing was great.
It's in the 8s.
But if you look at it within the context of the show, it was very poorly done, incredibly poorly done. Like, I wish they had just not talked about it instead of talked about it like this.
Okay, I'm giving it an 8.4 because there's too many fun, funny, cool, sick moments. But if they had just changed the plot of it or fixed the plot holes, it would be in the 9s. So
not even just
8.
the plot holes, though. Like the way that they handled the consequences of everything that's happened. And this isn't just like a mini arc. This isn't like, 3 episodes ago they did this. This has been so much build up.
Yeah, maybe it makes sense in Japanese. 8.4.
People hated the last season of Game of Thrones.
It was a bad season. Sorry. Okay, does that conclude our discussion about the episode of Pokemon, Taylor?
Yes.
Thank you, everyone, for listening. You can follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Please like and comment so more people can find us. Also, thank you to Keith for our artwork. You can find him at twitch.tv/KeithSquared.
Shouts out Professor Ticklebits for the website. Twitch.tv.
There's so many sirens.
Picklebits. Please recommend this podcast to your friends, families, nephews, and nieces. Maybe not this episode because this wasn't a great episode, but the other last 2 episodes of Pokemon, they were near like 10 in the high 9s. So those are good episodes of Pokemon. Also, you can send questions, comments, concerns to looklistencast@gmail.com. So do that. Okay, everybody say goodbye. Peep say goodbye. Peep is dying from a headache. So she's going to go die. She better drink some water. Bye.
Everybody drink your water.
Goodbye.
Bye. 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 Howdy, y'all. It's me, Geese Peep. Thank you for listening to the Geese Peep Productions podcast.
Geese Peep Enterprises, doing business as Peep Industries, together with its subsidiaries, is a diversified worldwide entertainment company with operations in media networks, talent management, parks and resorts, multimedia entertainment, and consumer products and interactive media. Geese Peep Enterprises is a Dow 30 company.